Alrighty then. There we go. I am back. Sorry about that. It was my fault because I hit the when that tray fell out, it hit the thing and I hate that, but so we'll give it just a few more minutes for some of the people to come back. Sorry about that. That's what happens when a tray hits your keyboard and everything goes boom. And welcome back in, guys. There I am. So anyway, I hated to do that. When that tray popped out, it hit this keyboard, and the rest was history, right? So we'll give it a few more minutes for some other people to come back in. Thank you, Ivy. Yeah, it's all you got to do is hit that restream button and do all the deeds, and you're right back. I hate that, but what you going to do? Well, I'm sure I'm not the first one that something hit the keyboard and everything went boo. So those notifications should get out, and we'll get everyone back in. And there's Leslie. Yes, hit the thumbs up, please. I hate to do two back to back, but what you gonna do? So I'm hoping that, to err is definitely human. Let's see here. That darn tray slipped right out on me. So we are back in business, and there's Tracy. Welcome back in. There's Lenore, and thank you for coming back. It was totally my fault that time. I take full responsibility. We'll give it just a few more minutes. I hate that, but that sun is out and it's hot up in here. So we'll give it a few minutes. I hate that that happened, but what you gonna do? That's life, and sometimes you just have to. It's either lead, follow, or just get out of the way, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. It happens. I know, me and that tray. So we'll give it a few more minutes and let me do this. Let's see. Let me, because sometimes we lose that. Let me do that where I came in. And there we have. I know it's Shell Bell. It's like you're sitting there wondering and waiting. I tell you guys, you know, yay, I got a subscriber. Yeah, we're working it, guys. Yes, because I will hit 800, and I have been through everything I've been through with these estates and doing all this. It's been crazy, but it's a good way to redirect your mind off from what is going on currently. Let me go in here and send this. Minnie's probably thinking, where is she at? That lady said she's. Let's see, let me send this link to some emails. Copy link. No, 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 I didn't mean to do that. Let's go in here and share. Quick share. Let's go to. That didn't work neither. Ah, come on now. There we go. To. Let's see. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and go on with this. I think they'll probably, in order to find somebody when in doubt, just go on their channel and click on the where it's in the live. And so let's go back to this. So before now, guys, this is actually a it's for flatware, but it does have that where you can put stuff in there and it will not tarnish. And there is the little sticker right there, and it's from Fashion Manor, and it's tarnish proof. So it's an older one, guys. It's in pretty good condition. It does have a drawer to it, which darn drawer. There's the drawer. This would be great for keeping larger pieces of sterling, like your larger necklaces that like your some of your torques or things like that. Brooches, true that. Brooches, pendants. Yeah, anything that might be sterling, and it is older. And we want to move this out of here. You have a drawer. This daggone drawer is what got me in trouble. Okay, let's put the drawer back in. And it is made of wood, but it's just a really, is it perfect? No, we do have a few Mars from here. I'll be danged. I'm leaving that over there, almost bracelets. And we will start this at, yeah, your larger torques. And we'll start this at 25. It is tarnish proof, and I'm leaving that drawer over there because I'm like this is terrible. But we do have a little, it's still, it's got marks on it because it's older. Great for keeping your sterling in, and who wants to polish sterling for an eternity? And you put it in there and you just put the lid down, and there we have it. It is a vintage item. If nothing else, you could take a brown marker and fill that in and nobody'd ever know. I'm not pulling that drawer out at all, but it is good size, guys. It's coming in at about 14, almost 14 and a half inches long, and approximately about 10.75 inches. And what a deal. 25, and it's very sturdy. It's not perfect. And since this is the night of many, since I snafu'd on that, we will drop the price on this to $20 for this box. $20. It has a tarnish proof inside of it. I ain't taking that drawer out for love nor money. And you could run your necklaces through here, or I've got one that's like, it's fancier than this, and I put my bracelets, I set them upright in there, your bangles. So there's this one. It's not perfect, but it's kind of like, it's old and it's been through a lot. So there's that one. Some of this is coming off. Right, and just dip it. You have old English scratch cover would do it as well. And you could shine that thing up and it'd look like a brand new penny, right? But it is. It's amazing. You can tell it's old by this reason. It is dovetailed, and they don't do that anymore. They do not dovetail. That is something of a bygone era. They don't do dovetail anymore. Everything is mass produced. Yeah, Old English. Um, I like to use that. And see, Old English even makes it shiny as well, so it cover right over it. And what a treasure box that would be, right? So there's that. And welcome back, everyone. Shame on this box for coming out and hitting the keyboard. And thank you for the hearts. And there's Merche. Oh, thank you, Merche. I guess that's what I had to restream because this box, the lid came off of it. It's a tarnish proof, and it popped right on the keyboard. And guess what happened? That would be fun to paint. Yeah, it would if you have someone that's an artist, display or whatever. So it's $20. If somebody wants to get in on that, just let me know. Okay, guys. We're going to do. Now these are really neat. Look at these, and I've got more of them. They are wine goblets, and look how dainty. And I'll explain to you why they're different patterns. Of course, I do have a couple that have the same pattern, but I'll tell you why that these are like that. Of course, we have one with the dots on it. You hear that sound? You know what that means? That's crystal. And I do have 4 of them. I thought I had more than that. Oh, I do. There's one. There's two sets of twins. There's one with a different. These are really fabulous. If you're entertaining, or if you just don't want to get up to fill that wine glass, there's the other one. And I have 6 of these, and thank you for the hearts. Yeah, holiday party. But what these were initially created for, and of course, I've got 2 of the same pattern. But if you're entertaining and people put their wine glass down, one of those glasses of wine, and I'd be out cold. You probably would, but see, this is why you don't put a lot in there, because what this is, guys, if you're entertaining and you have a party and you put your wine glass down and you can't remember which one is yours, they had different patterns. See what I mean, guys? I'd be dancing on the table, and they were marked differently for that specific reason. So if you got confused on which glass is yours, you remembered what pattern you had. Welcome back, Denise. That's what I had to restream. That's what happened when a drawer falls out of something and hits your keyboard. But there's 6 of them. There's 2 matching, and they are crystal. They're Mikasha is what they are. Mikasha is a pretty nice brand, and I'm looking at the Mikasha is actually shown on the thing itself. I don't know if you can see that, but they are all Mikasha or Mikasa or my casa, Sukasa, right? Lemonade with ice. Yeah, you don't have to drink wine, But if you did, you'd have to be careful on how much you poured in it, or you'd have too much in there and you drink it and it'd be gone, and you that wine would hit you like a hammer and you wouldn't know what happened, right? So there's 6 of them. They are Mikasha, and I'll start all of these for $18. The entire set is $18. You have that right there with the stripes. Now, see, this one would be very annoying because if you're holding that and you're looking at spots, you would think you were drunk then, right? If you see spots before your eyes. And then we have this here, this pattern. Then we have this one, but that's what they were initially meant for, so people wouldn't get their wine glasses mixed up. So unfortunately we do have some that match, but look how delicate and nice those are. Those would even be pretty sitting out. They're balloon wine glasses, and they're crystal. Very nice, and we will start them at 18 if there's any interest. They would, like I said, they would even be pretty setting out even somewhere if you chose to do so. So there are a total of 6. That's a pretty good price for that, if I do say so myself. There's that. If you know someone that drinks wine and you just want to give them something different and novel, give them 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, you could put lights in. There's Rena. And Rena said she wants that box for 20, and we are sold to Rena. Going once, going twice. And we are sold to Rena. That is tarnish proof Rena. I mean, you can tell it's old because it's dovetailed. And I'm leaving that down there because the last time I picked that up, something bad happened. We don't want history repeating itself. And Rena, sweetheart, I don't have your information. And Lenore, if you could drop my email in the chat, make sure you don't put D and an F. You put 2 F's, BRAFFORD. And we are sold to Rena. Congratulations. I mean, that's a novel, and welcome in. Thank you for being here. And you're getting that for 20. What a deal. And just send your information, real name, YouTube name, address, and PayPal email, please. Appreciate it. And that's yours. You got it. I ain't dare bringing it up on that table. Not after that disaster. But like I said, it's an older one. We'll just put these back in here. It's an older one. It's dovetailed. You can tell it's old. And we'll just set these right over here. And welcome in, Miss Rena. Good to see you. I'm thinking, I'm glad you're back, Minnie, because I dropped the drawer to that thing that Rena bought, that box, and man, it hit that and it all went south from there. So we just restreamed. The error is human, but don't do it again, right? So now that what a time we're into this auction pretty good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring something out, guys, that I can't even believe I found it, because I can't even find the pattern of this amazing item. but I know who. But I know who, what glass company it's from, and oh my God, it's fabulous. Welcome in, Dana. Good to see you. So now, oh dear me, you want to talk about ritzy and fancy? Look at that. Okay, but there it what this is a Hinesley Old Williamsburg pattern candelabra. It's by A.H. Hinesley Glass Company, which are known for quality glass. This this is the one they had listed was crystal. This is pressed glass. And you're saying, well, how do you know that? Because there's a seam and I can see it. Isn't it spectacular? You ought to, if you go in and Google this, you will not believe the price on that. Now, full disclosure, a lot of times when we thrift things, these little prisms here, and they're called prisms, and they are glass. So, of course, there's always some missing, but here was my theory. So, you got to have a theory, right? And hello, Christine. Welcome in. You got it. You know, there's always one more than one way to skin a cat, right? So I made sure the top level was full of these prisms, and so on these two, I equaled out the prisms to where that when you looked at it, that it doesn't seem off, but there are three missing on each side of this. But now, can my husband fit that into his suitcase? That's a big question. Here's the good thing, this disassembles, guys. It comes apart here, these come off, it unscrews from the base, so it can be compacted and so it's not going to be really big. There are missing prisms, I will tell you that. But being the crafty and pre-thinking person that I am, I decided to make it to where that it's not really a big deal. I did make sure that this was fully loaded, so to speak. I cannot even find this. It came up as the Hinesley Old Williamsburg by A.H. Hinesley. I couldn't even find this particular one, but it came up as one of their products. It is not crystal. It has a seam, right? It's pressed glass. I can tell because if you've handled as much glass as I have, going to the store and picking it up, and so on and so forth. Guys, if this was crystal, this would be a $3,000 candelabra because when I looked it up, that's the first price I saw. But it is not, it is pressed glass. We do have some, but if you do it the right way, nobody's going to notice. You got to be smart about it. But this is pressed glass. With that being said, because of what it is, and it's definitely that, it's just not crystal, I'm going to start this at $45. Is that a deal? Well, if it was, being that it's Hinesley, you bet it is. Oh, I must have not let. This is a starting bid of 45. If this would have been crystal, I'd have, we'd be singing a different tune. But look how beautiful, and it does disassemble. It comes apart, so it's not, and it's all glass. It's not like that I'm going to be shipping These come off, that comes off, it disengages here and down here. So it's going to be easy peasy. And many said 45. So I see many in at 45, and it does disassemble, so it would ship rather compact. Probably so, but I couldn't do a short on it with prisms, but hey, you got to work with what you got, right? And if you do it right, you never have to worry. So Minnie is in at 45, looking for 47. This is grand. And these are called prisms because of the way that these reflect light. When this is in the light, it's very reflective, and the light reflects off of those prisms. This is something you don't see every day, and I've seen it, and I'm like, heavens to Murgatroyd, isn't that beautiful? And I can just, it's not hard to reassemble, and it'll ship very compact. So Minnie's in at 45, looking for 47. If I don't see any other bids, then we are going to call this down for Minnie. While I'm jacking my jaw, I didn't get the measurement on it. This is stunning. I mean, was just in total awe when I seen it. We're looking at 17 inches tall, and this is considered a 3-arm, 1, 2, and this is, I guess they count this as an arm. It is beautiful. I don't think a candle's ever been burnt in it. So we're looking at 45, looking for 40. I can't even find this pattern. I was looking for it. It's not crystal, it's pressed glass. Because I can tell, when you have a line, you can tell. So there we have it. We have Minnie in at 45, looking for 47. This is fantastic. It does disassemble, guys. So it's not like that. Hey, Bruce, welcome in. It does disassemble it. You're not going to, taking it apart would be the best bet because it's glass. So we still have Minnie at that $45 bid, looking for 47. This is Hensley, guys. And like I said, these little things are considered prism because when the light is reflected, it dances off of there. It's like a prism. I know, it's like, so if there is no other interest, this is magnificent. It can be disassembled. It's not hard to put together, and it will ship just fine. It's all glass, and we're talking about, guys, 1900 to 1910, and Leslie said 47. This is what we're talking about. And when I seen it, I was like, oh my God, oh, look at that. And we have Minnie in at 50, $5 increments after $5, and we're looking for 55, guys. This, I couldn't even find this. You're talking about spectacular. And thank you all for being here. And it's just great that you can disassemble it and ship it safely without having all this going on. So we have a $50 bid with Minnie, looking for 55. It's an amazing piece. It disassembles. 55 from Leslie. Remember, it's missing prisms, but I fixed that. 55, looking for a $60 bid. Minnie says 60. Thank you, Tracy. I seen this and I was like, oh my God, that's the prettiest. Here's my Kentuckian lingo. That's prettier than a speckled pup. I'm from Kentucky. So we have Minnie at 60, looking for 65. Oh my God, I could imagine this at Christmas with a base of poinsettias around the bottom. Mercy. So we still are holding at 60 with Minnie, looking for that 65. Like I said, if it was crystal, there'd be some rocking going on. But it's not. I can see the seams, visible seams on it. So Minnie is in at 60. We need to see 65. If we do not see 65, pretty soon, Leslie said, wait a minute, 65, looking for that $70. Pristine condition. And the Hinesley Company, and Minnie's at 70. The Hinesley Company is well known for quality glass pieces, and candelabras seem to be their niche or whatever. 70, and Leslie is out to Minnie, so I see no other bids. We have Minnie at 70, so we're going to start calling this for Minnie. Going once, going twice, final and last call. I know it. And we are sold to Minnie. Congratulations. And we are sold. I ain't going to dare touch it with this. But we are sold, Minnie. This thing is, and of course, I will disassemble it and it will ship just fine. Everything will be as it is. What do I do with that tape? And congratulations. I saw that and I'm like, oh, I didn't even Google. I mean, I looked, I Googled it, and I thought, that is coming home with moi. What happened to my tape? And welcome in again, everyone. Do not forget that thumbs up, please, and thank you. Fantastic piece. I'm telling you, that's beautiful. If that was crystal, that would have been worth a heck of a lot of money. And we will just set this right back where it was. Right where I can see her for her last moments before she goes bye-bye. And congratulations. How beautiful is that? I didn't know how I could now I need to step over into go through the store through this hallway because I have some other things. Imagine that. I'll be right back. All right. Oh my goodness. And we're back. Okay, guys. Get ready to have your socks blown off and out that window because let me shut this door. It's hot in here. I just love it when I'm able to buy things in sets of 10. So, let's see. We'll show this first. I've had this before, guys. I have 10 of there. I know they look foggy at the moment because they were a little rough. But once you find out what these are, these are, let's see, what print? No, I'm thinking even as a display piece with beautiful jewelry. Yes. Now that's my kind of girl with the jewelry hanging on there. So let me grab my phone and I'll tell you what, and I have 10 of them. They look foggy, but I will wash them myself. I don't believe in, I said, Lord, those are dusty. Let me see if I can find something. They look rough. But once you find out what they are, you will be saying, OMG, did she really pick that up? I hate to just show something, but I will hand wash them myself. Nothing ever leaves here dirty because I don't believe in sending things riddled with dust. Just saying. Let me go down in here. So let me go, since I obviously slept since I bought those. Okay, where are they? Right there. I just happened to go in on the perfect day to buy a lot of neat things, guys. Oh, dear me. These are vintage Princess House Heritage Pilsner beer glasses. Could you not imagine serving your guests instead of drinking out of the bottle, which is very. Can you imagine pouring that in something like that? I've got 10 of them. 10. So if you like to drink in style, and this is about 8.25 inches tall. There are 10. This is Princess House Heritage. They're pressed glass. Oh my God. Couldn't you imagine? I'll show you the bottom base of that. Fantastic. And I have 10 of them. So we are going to, these are Princess House Heritage, and this is more than likely silver on the top of these. Very, very fancy. And they're beautiful. There's 10 of them. So now it's time to do the tabulation. Okay, I've got 10 of them. You get all 10 for $25. 10 of them. Unheard of. And for what they are, that is a steal. You get 10 altogether. These are not your ordinary, they're Pilsner glasses. They're not ordinary. And they are just beautiful. There's your inside. There's 10. Would that not make a beautiful display on someone's their bar or something like that? And they're just gorgeous. There's the bottom. So you could drink it. I guess you could even drink champagne out of these. But that's a good deal, guys. 10. 10 of them. That's a pretty good deal, guys. Look at that. That's a deal. If you're thinking about it, don't think too long. Just saying. And they will be shipped to you with the same loving care that I ship everything with. Denise said 25. It looks like Francis may be getting these. So I see Denise Brown at $25, looking for 27, and Minnie said 30. Power bid. We have a 30, and Denise says 35, looking for 37. These girls are serious. And I will clean these. They were dusty when I got them. But there's 10. $35 bid, looking for 37. These would even make nice champagne glasses even on New Year's Eve. $35 from Denise Brown, looking for 37. They will be cleaned up and well packed. And looking for 37 pretty quick. If you're interested, they are beautiful. And the other ones are already wrapped, and Minnie is out. Thank you, Minnie, for your bids. It looks like Denise and Francis have a beautiful friendship. So we're going to go once, and these are for Francis, correct? We're going to go once to Denise, going twice. Final and last call. And it looks like we are sold to Denise, and she wants Francis to have these, I'm pretty sure. Sold. Sold. Okay, these will be going to Miss Francis. These are, I seen them, and there's 10 of them on the slide. Okay, Francis, I know I probably need your address. What a great buy that was, guys. You don't even realize. Congrats, congrats. $35. That's a good deal, guys, because you're getting 10. I mean, that's the grand finale right there. That's why I really enjoy, guys, shopping for this stuff, because I know a place where I can get it. And you're very welcome. And thank you, Denise, for your kindness. You are just so sweet. And I'm sure Francis appreciates you. And I do too. Thank you for your kindness. Put that over there. I don't know how we could top that. To listen to her, she's getting ready to bring something else going to knock our socks off. Well, I have been known to be full of surprises. Mm-mm-mm. And look what we have here, and I'll tell you what it is. I have 8 of these. Can you imagine being able to go in somewhere and get 8 of something, or 10? Okay, yeah, send me. You can pick them up. Okay. And I'm so glad you got those, Francis. And just thank you, everyone, for their kindness. It's really, you just never know what it means to another person. And, it's just really heartwarming. It really is. And I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. You're just, doesn't get any better than that. I'm telling you. I got those yesterday. I'm on the hunt, guys. If I'm in that area, I'm in there, because you never know. Okay. Now, I've paid a little more for these than I normally pay for something, but I've seen the value in them. Telling my husband I really wanted to find some new glasses, someone really pretty for the summer. Yes, God was listening, and He works through people, and you just never know when those little blessings come around. Absolutely. Oh my God, guys. Here's another high end piece here. Let me make sure I got the right one. And thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And this was a little bit more than what I normally pay, but they were just too fantastic to leave in the store. These are so pretty, and I have 8 of them. Let me remember what I paid for that. Okay. What these are vintage Libby glass Victorian rose stemmed glassware. I know they're smudgy and gross right now. And I paid a little. Now, in the shop that I go thrifting in, guys, they have people that specifically deal in vintage glassware. Yeah, they deal in vintage glassware. They know exactly what they're doing, and when they put something out, they know what it's worth. So, with that being said, they have people that um, deal in all the vintage glassware, and they know what they're talking about. What did I pay? This was a little higher. Hmm. I do have 8 of these, and they are pretty spectacular, if I might say so myself. Look at that. Very gorgeous. They knew what they had. So we have 8 of them. I'm deep in thought here. And I'll give you a measurement because I paid a little more for these, but there was a reason for it. I always have to do the math, and. So there's 8 of these. They're absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to have to start all 8 of them at $38. I believe they are. Um, Let me go through this. They're beautiful. I mean, they're Libby glass Victorian. It's listed in the antique section, which I don't. Let me take a peek. They're either iced tea or water glasses, and many said 38, and that's a good price, guys, because I know I had to kind of open up the old wallet or rosin up the debit card. So many is in at 38, and Leslie came back in at 40, and look at that beautiful motif on that. These are spectacular. I mean, I don't know any other word to use. We have 40 with Leslie looking for 42. Look at that beautiful pattern. There's your bottom. Oh, yeah, they're really, and many said 45 looking for 47, and they're just fantastic. That's all I can say. Minnie came back in at 45. Leslie is in at 47, looking for 49. These are fabulous. I have 8 of them. The rest of them are wrapped up. And Minnie said 50, looking for 55. I thought, I'm just going to show one of them because they're already pre wrapped. It'd be silly. And Leslie says 55, looking for 60. It'd be silly to, I will clean them. I'll even unwrap them and check them to see if they're, because I don't like sending something that looks like that. I won't do it. And Minnie says 60, looking for 65. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's your bottom. Very beautiful. Leslie said 65, looking for 70. These are Libby. It says these are vintage before 2007 and out to Leslie. So Leslie does have that high bid at 65. And Minnie, thank you so much for your bid. So we're going to call this down for Miss Leslie. We're going to go once to Leslie, going twice, final and last call. And we are sold to Leslie. Congratulations. This is coming to you, so it's sold. Sometimes you have to do the math sometimes and think about, will there be interest? And I said, definitely, definitely. Get me a drink of water here. Okay, ladies, we know Father's Day is pending. It comes every day, every year, the same time of year. I'm going to weigh these real quick because I don't remember what they weigh. And these are actually United States Treasury Mint. Let me weigh them real quick. And thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And thank you, Lenore, for your awesome work that you do. You help people, and it's worth a lot, guys. It really is. And for the support, it's just great. And I so appreciate Lenore, and I have met so many fantastic people in this YouTube community. It just blows me away. It really does. And so Father's Day is pending, and these weigh 18.66 grams, and these are sterling. And before I put them, and I did check them myself. So what we have here, I guarantee you they're sterling because I checked things in triplicate. I love you too, Lenore. You're sweet. I check it in triplicate because you don't want to misrepresent something. But these are just magnificent, and I thought I would, after I get them back in here. I guess once. Okay, guys, these are from the Treasury United States Mint. They are sterling. No, I didn't, Minnie, but I'll sure bring that up. Thank you for jogging my memory. Father's Day is coming. It comes every year the same time. And wouldn't it be nice to gift your father or even your grandfather, something like that? These are cufflinks. They are silver. You have a buffalo and an Indian head right there. Let me move it in more. And they're dated 19. Let's see, where's the date? These are amazing. Where's the date? Aren't they though? Wouldn't it be such a great gift inside of the, let me take a look here. Makes a fantastic gift. Where's the date on these things? It says United States of America, E plurum, 5 cents. I don't see a date on these, but it says E pluribus unum, which is on a lot. Let me see if I can see the date. I don't see a date. One says 5 cents on it, the Buffalo nickel. And 1937 on the Indian head. Man, you could barely see that. But it will come in a nice gift box. How beautiful are these? And being that they weigh 18.66 grams of silver, because I really don't need to keep this stuff here, I'm going to start these at $50. And there's Sunray, welcome in, because they are well worth it. Imagine presenting your dad with something like that. And remember, they weigh 18.66 grams of silver. And it is from the U.S. Mint. I mean, that is just something that you just don't. And they are silver. I tested both the coin itself, the edges, and the little all that in the back. What a nice gift that would be if even someone that collected coins, it would be great, even if they didn't wear the cufflinks. But we have people that collect different things. That's true, Tracy, and I've heard of a lot of women. So I don't see any bids. So right here, right now, this specific time, this Minnie said 50. Okay. Minnie, I was going to mark these down to 45. So put 40, put your $45 bid. I'm going to mark them down. 45 because that's exactly what I was going to do. And I want to be fair. So Minnie, we'll say Minnie's in at 45 because that was getting ready to come out of my mouth. Looking for 47. How neat are those? Price drop. Ready to be gifted in their beautiful blue velvet box. So I see Minnie at 45. Looking for 47. These are gorgeous. So I'm going to start calling. I see no other interest in the chat. So we're going to go once to Minnie for that $45 bid. These are fantastic. I mean, look at that. Going twice. Final and last call. Aren't they though? And we are sold too many. Congratulations, sweetie. That's a wonderful Father's Day gift or whatever you want to do with them. It's a great deal. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I did that because I was getting ready. It was getting ready to come out of my mouth that I was going to lower them. So that goes to Minnie. Congratulations. I was getting ready to lower those. Man, it don't get any better than the U.S. Mint, right? All right, let's set this. I'll know where it's at. Okay, next. Thank you guys for hanging in with that faux pas. Yeah, they're coin collectors. Oh, wonderful. He'll he will love those. I mean, they're all that in a bag of chips. Congratulations. He will be tickled pink. Move this out of the way. All right, what did I do with? I know I had to move that. Okay, here's this. If you'd see this desk, good thing you can't, right? Good thing that you can't. Here we go. It's even the right one. Let me see here. Here's that. Here's this. You may have seen this in a short. Where is that? There's that. I tell you, I've got a menagerie up here, and I'm not kidding. What did I do with those cups? You're like, she'd lose her head if it wasn't connected. You're probably right. Let's see. I just had that. Uh-huh. Now I know what I did. I rewrapped them. So, next up for your viewing enjoyment, we have a beautiful, take that off. This is Crown Ming. It is vintage. Here's your bottom. And this is a tea set which includes the creamer, the sugar, 4 cups, 4 of these smaller plates, and a larger plate. So I would think that if you were entertaining a small group and you had 4 people, then you could place your cups on this and have the larger plate for the dessert plate. It is Crown Ming and it is gorgeous. And I'll show it to you. We do have the real fired gold on the right there. And there's your little pattern. High tea. Yep. You sit there with your finger out like that. So she is so full of it. Well, you got to be entertaining, right? No one likes it a drab person, right? So let me dig a little deeper for you, but you're going to get 4 of these and 4 of your smaller ones. I've got them wrapped up. These are examples. You're going to get the sugar bowl and the little creamer, that right there. Mom and sisters. Yeah, tea used to be back in the day, and there's Alfonso. I am having a blessed day, and I hope you are too, and thank you for being here. Yeah, back in the day, back in the like 1800s, man, tea was that's when they made that mustache cup because a lot of gentlemen had, mustache and the tea was getting on there. So that's where they invented that cup where their mustache could rest on that and it wouldn't be all soggy. And we know that men back then wore wax. And how gross would that be to have a waxy film on top of your tea and you look like Foolie Manchu after your handlebars fall to your chin, right? So that used to be a big deal, and it went on for many, many years. You're like, she is something else. Yeah, no, men were very vain back then. They didn't want their mustache to droop or be wet and embarrass and drip down on their. And the ladies are sitting over here whispering, "Look at that." They didn't want to do that, especially if they were interested in one of the females. They didn't want to look like a slob in front of wilted mustache. No, that's not it. Well, that brought up the wrong thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's Crown Ming, and the design on this is called Bird of Paradise. And these, there's not a chip, and they are vintage. Let me see if I can find out how vintage. Let's see. Ming. Bird of Paradise. I can't find out a date, but so I'm about to offer 4 of these small plates, 4 big plates, the teapot, which is in excellent shape, the whole ball of wax. Now, what did I pay for this? Because I obviously slept since then. So you're getting 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces because there's 4 cups. And we'll start the whole thing for 25. You're going to get 4 large, bigger plates, 4 saucers, 4 cups, and the whole shebang for 25. All of it goes for 25. Everything is in good condition. There are no chips, cracks, no crazing. It is Crown Ming right there. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Crown Ming. It's very, very delicate. Nice little tea set for that. And thank you for dropping those channels, Lenore. Let me give you a measurement on this. Some people collect teapots and sets or whatever. I would say that this was probably, it's about 9 inches tall on the teapot. No chips or cracks. It's just a beautiful, delicate pattern of pink roses, little lavender ones. It's just really beautiful. Kind of one of the things that you'd almost want to set out, but that's a great deal on that, guys. I'll tell you, I'll be glad when that air conditioner kicks. Now the sun's went down, thank God. So there's that tea set. And Minnie said 25. Minnie likes tea sets. And by the way, so Minnie is in for $25. She sees an absolute steal. And where's my paper at? So we have a Minnie in at 25, looking for 27. What a deal that is. Let me move this over. Can't block my modem or we will all experience some bad things. So Minnie is in at 25. I don't see any other interest, so we're going to call this down. For Minnie, what do I do with my paper? So we're going once to Minnie for $25 for this amazing tea set. Going twice. Final and last call. And looks like Minnie's taking that one home too. And there we have it. Make sure I put that in there. And we are sold to Miss Minnie. Congratulations. How beautiful is this? Now let me gently place it over here. I like the way that's made. Okay. I'm going to really be careful with this, but set it in the same place together. That wasn't your that was something else. Right there. Minnie's like, she scares me. Here we go. I tell you, living in an older house has its pitfalls. Alrighty then. Next up, now we're going right into summer, and how wonderful would it be to have this here thing hanging. It needs to be attached. I'll fix that. This beautiful dyed shell made in the Philippines. I've got the bigger version upstairs, about 6 foot tall. I want to hang it downstairs. I want to hang it in my pink dining room. And these are all shells. This is dyed pieces of dyed shell. Now, something like this, guys, I wouldn't put this outside for two reasons. Number one, the sun would totally decimate your color. And then if you had a storm, it could possibly get blown away or beat around, and your shells would look like they've been through a war. So we have this. I don't even remember, but it is made in the Philippines because that's what it says. But this is very nice. I'll give you a measurement of what it's going to hang like. The longest. This is 25 and about a quarter inches long. This would be beautiful hanging indoors or under a carport, so the wind don't beat it up and the sun don't, or even on a porch or something. So I'm going to start this at $25. It's well worth it, and you know what they sell for when you buy them elsewhere. And it's the colors absolutely beautiful. These things are expensive. Have you ever been on vacation and seen these? You know what these things cost. But it is beautiful, guys. If you like pink and purple and kind of a teal color, that's a good deal. For a wind chimes can be expensive, you know what? But this is a beautiful one. Everything is intact. It's just gorgeous. One of these days I'll get my husband to hang mine in the dining room on the hook. We've got tall ceilings, so it's a little hard for me to. So there's that, guys. That's, like I said, if you've ever bought one, if you were out on vacation, you know what these cost. But it's beautiful, guys. So, since I don't see any interest and I don't need this hanging around, I'm going to drop the price to $20 for this beautiful shell. I guess it's like well, it don't really make that much noise, but I would suggest to hang it where the weather can't get to it and things like that, because the weather will bleach it out, and it'll, when things get, shells from that would get weak and they would break. Price drop of $20. In the 80s, my grandfather had one in New York. Yeah, these are pretty neat. I like the way because I have one that's 6 foot long. I don't need this one, but it is pretty. I think it would be pretty like in a little girl's room or something, but that's a great deal on that. You don't see these very often, so I picked it up. So, no interest at 20. How about 15? I'll mark this down to $15. That's as low as I'm going. 15. Now this is unheard of. You can't get a wind chime like this for $15. It won't happen. It is beautiful if you're thinking about it. It is gorgeous. 15. The same thing when we're pretty sure my granddaughter had one or very similar. Price drop. I dropped it again, guys. $15. That's if you priced wind chimes like that or doodads like that. I like the way it spirals around. It's really a pretty one. So, okay, I may have to hang that out on my something because I hate to see it in here by its lonesome. So we will put that over here. Wind chimes can be expensive. Let's see what we got. Let's see. I think I cleared that box. I've got boxes everywhere. Let's see. Speaking of boxes, I did thrift this one. I don't know if what it is a vintage box. It's got a cross on the top. More than likely, it may have held a Bible. I'm not for sure. Here's the inside of it. There's the inside of it, but it does have a cross on it. The hardware's pretty neat on it as well. Not pretty. There's your hardware on it. And I'll do this one for $10. I'll give you a measurement on it. It is 9.5 inches long, about 6 inches. $10 for that. The corners of it are capped like that, and Lenore likes it. Be wonderful for your Bible. It is vintage, so Lenore is in at 10. It'd be good to keep your Bible in, or whatever goodies that you want to keep in it. You know, Minnie said 10, so Lenore is in first. Minnie, we need to see 12, please. It is neat. I don't see any dovetailing going on, but it is vintage. So Lenore's in first at 10, and Minnie come in at 10, but we need to see 12. A $12 bid, since we do $2 increments. That's the inside of it. Very nice. Minnie said 12, looking for 14. Nice little hardware on that one, ladies. And there she is. There's that. Nice little box. So we have Minnie in at the $12 bid, looking for 14. So there's that one. It's definitely vintage. I know, right, Tracy? And Leslie likes it, and she said 14. Looking for 16. Always kind of leave that. Minnie said 16, looking for 18. And Leslie said 18, looking for 20. Minnie said 20, looking for 22. I know, I like the way that it's constructed. 22 from Leslie, looking for 24. I like the way that it's made, the way the brass. Minnie said 25, looking for 27. It's well constructed. Looks like a little treasure box. 27 from Leslie, looking for 29. Minnie said 30, looking for 32. I think so, Francis. They're brass. And man, did they ever deck it out. It's on all four corners, as you can see. 33 from Leslie, looking for 35. Yeah, it's got some nice hardware on it. It really does. Minnie is out. So, Minnie, thank you for your bids. I appreciate you. And we have Leslie at 33, and I see no other bids. So we're going to start calling this down for Leslie. So we're going to go once to Leslie, going twice to Leslie. Final and last call. And we are sold to Leslie. Congrats, congrats. It is nice. I really, when I see a box, I just have to get it. If it's in good shape and it really looks worthy, I am all over it like a cheap suit. I am all over that. Nice little box there, kiddo. Congratulations. All right, what direction are we going in now? After I get it, your mouth gets so dry when you talk. Okay, let it not be said that I didn't have a quirky personality. I don't know if you would consider these Christmas or what, but I consider them pretty novel here. Let me take the paper off of them. You tell they've been in this box for a long time. So, coming up next, these are fantastic. These are Thomas Kincaid ornaments, and they appear to be Christmas. The pink is my favorite. Imagine me liking pink. Let me get that out of there. They're inside this thing. Thomas Kincaid Media Art, San Jose, California, from the Bradford Exchange. So let me get these out so you can see. Yep. Bruce, how many days till Christmas? Bruce is our official Christmas countdown fella. So these are Thomas Kincaid by the Bradford Exchange. And there's 3 of them. Before the summer's over, we might wish it was colder, right? So there's 3, and these are from the Bradford Exchange. And we have 3 of them. I don't break them. And they are exclusive Thomas Kincaids, Christmas scene. And we're going to do all 3 of these lovelies. One is pink. That's pink. Thomas Kincaid, Bradford Exchange. We're going to start all 3 of these at $12. They are beautiful. They are Thomas Kincaid by the Bradford Company, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. And here's this. Isn't that beautiful? That's the pink. I know it's a crazy price because, man, they're collectible. Let me set them in here where we can show them. And the thing that I liked about them is that look right there. There's a horse. There's a sleigh right there. Let me hold it still. If I can hold it. See, there's a little sleigh. And Leslie likes Christmas, and she said 12. Can't say as I blame you. So Leslie's in at 12. Looking for 14. These are Thomas Kincaid by the Bradford Exchange. So I see that standing $12 bid. These are amazing. The box has seen better days, but hey, what can I say? They were beautiful. Gosh, so many beautiful. Thank you, Minnie. I really try to really bring it for you guys. So I see Leslie in at 12, and we don't see any other bids on these magnificent Christmas thingies here. But I thought it was so neat. There's like a sleigh with a horse and people in there. I know you're right, Shelby. So I see Leslie in at 12. I see no one stepping up to the plate. So we're going to start to call these down. We're going to go once to Leslie for her $12 bid. Going twice, and I got sparkly fingers. Going twice. Final and last call. And it looks like Leslie's going to get these beautiful Thomas Kincaid ornaments. And congratulations. Bruce must be off somewhere because he didn't say nothing. Because usually when it comes to Christmas, he's boom, Johnny on the spot. So let's move these over. Thank you so much. Now, where are we going? Let's see what we got here. Oh, Minnie wanted to see this, and my mind went blank. Here we have it's vintage, guys. It's from Mercer and Madison. This is vintage. This is a shake, rattle, and roll, as I call it. There you got, you strain it's vintage, and it's probably, it could be aluminum. I don't know. No matter. Sorry, Minnie, I get distracted. You're like, that woman's first in one place and the other. Enjoy things like Christmas each day, especially. Oh, thank you, Minnie. So Minnie did request this. So I believe this is like an aluminum. It is vintage. It is marked as such. So we're gonna start this at $10. It's in great shape. I don't think it was ever used, guys. However, it is vintage. And you have your lid comes off. And you put that lid on there and give it a good shake. Take the lid off. In my case, the whole thing. But yeah, here's the inside. It's old, guys. It's never been used. Here's the company right here, M&M. And it all presses together like so. And you shake, rattle, and roll, I guess. Aluminum, I think. So Minnie said 10. I think she was waiting on this. So I see Minnie at 10 looking for 12. It is Mercer and Madison, made in India. So I see Minnie in at 10. So if I don't see anyone coming in, and it is a vintage piece, so we're going to start calling this down for Minnie. I see no other interest in the chat. So we're going to go once to Minnie for her $10 bid. Going twice. Final and last call. And it looks like Minnie is going to get this. I didn't expect to find one of these. And fair warning, and sold. Very nice, Minnie. You never know what you're going to find. When I like to stop if I'm in the area, and you just never know what's there, but you're not going to know unless you stop. And I love that store. They're used to me, and congrats, Minnie. That's quite the shaker there. Like that candelabra. How did I know I was going to walk into there and get this fantastic candelabra with, I could just see that candelabra, guys, and at Christmas, if it's near lights and the lights just beaming off of that. I'm looking at it now. I set it up there. Congrats, Miss Minnie. Let it not be said that it didn't have a tight thing. You're not going to be spilling anything anytime soon with that one. Now, what direction should we, guys, I'm not bragging. And there's Dawn. Welcome in. I am not bragging. Some fabulous, unforgettable, collectible things has went out the door tonight. I appreciate that very much because you can't keep it all because you'll be doing the twister. Okay, guys. Right after this, I'm going to bring something up and it's going to cause mass hysteria in the audience, I guarantee you. But in the meanwhile, I didn't say I didn't like to shake things up a little bit, right? And thank you for dropping that. I have, if you are a crafter or a sewer, I want to show you some edging that is vintage, that is in great condition, and we're going to sell this as a lot. And if you are a crafter, oh my God, this stuff is beautiful. Vintage wood wall sconces. No, honey, I don't have any. I'll keep you in mind, though. I will definitely look out for you. So I'm going to sell this entire bag. Some people call it rick rack or whatever. But if you're a sewer, look at this. I want to look at this beautiful edging. It's gold tone. This stuff is, if you sew, if you embellish things, this is your lot. And there's a lot of it, no pun intended. Look at this. This is vintage, guys, and look what kind of shape it's in. So there's that one. This one. I like this one. If you do junk journals, or I would love, this would be beautiful if for someone who sewed to add embellishments on something. Here's another one. Talk about, you don't see this. There's a bunch of that. And I had to get it, guys. I've had it for a while. There's this one, a whole thing. If you're a sewer, if you like to decorate things, then this is all going. There's no sense in me keeping this. And I believe this is all vintage, and there's so much of it. See? And last but not least, we have this cord. So if you sew, or you know someone that does sew and they're looking for beautiful embellishments, then and there's a lot of it. So there's one. I mean, we got a lot going on. There's two, and it's all vintage. This could decorate. This got quite, I don't even know what's on it, but it's beautiful. Here's this here. Lots and lots. So we're going to start everything that you see in this bag. Enough embellishment to jazz up any outfit, by the way. And we're going to start this at $12. This stuff's hard to get a hold of, guys. It really is. I like to rephrase. Yeah, can you imagine? It's vintage, guys. You will not find this in this condition. You get the whole bag starting at $12. This, I mean, it's in wonderful condition. You can tell it's, if you went and bought this at a sewing store as much as in here, you'd be spending some money. Buttons are expensive. So many is in at 12. Looking for 14, you're getting it all. You're getting it all. So I see 12 for many, looking for 14. This is a And it's so clean, guys. There's not a fray on any of this. So Minnie's going to take this one away for 12 if I don't see anyone bidding. If you're thinking about it, then don't think too long because I'm getting ready to call it down. So give it just a few more minutes. It's just amazing. Oh yeah, that could definitely, you could run that on, take your sewing machine and run that on something and have something totally plain and then just put that on there and boom. They'll say, how much did you pay for that? It looks expensive, right? So Minnie, we're going to call this down for Minnie. We're going to go once to Minnie. Going twice. Final and last call. Get me a drink. You won't believe how dry our mouths get when we do these auctions. And we are sold to Minnie at 12. I could not, for one thing, you couldn't find it. And for another thing, if you did, it would cost you. But it's all in excellent shape. You could decorate something to go from plain to oh my gosh. So we'll put that up there. Next. Oh my gosh, I've got a bad thing. Okay, we know that you ladies love to shop, and what better way to carry your items than this? But this does have a special feature to it. If you are traveling and you want to save space in your luggage, watch this. This totally unzips. Starting here, it goes down all the way around, and it's called Zip It. And if you like to go thrifting, if you're on the beach or whatever, I'll give you a measurement on it. And we'll start this one at 12. It's called Zip It. And if you want to condense it, you can unzip it. It'll unzip all the way down. And I'll give you a measurement on it. After I find the darn. All right. So I just thought it was really neat. So we're looking at approximately about 17 inches long and wait a minute, get at the top here. We're looking at 16 by about 17. This would make a great beach bag it's brand new, guys. It's in excellent shape. Here's the inside of it. You can unzip it from either right here, and it unzips into one long. If you're at a flea market or something and you really don't want to carry per se your purse, then you could use this, and then whatever, if you bought small items, you could carry them in that. And it is called Zip It. It is red and blue. And it's just a really nice little bag. It does have a snap on it. And Beth says 12. Beth, this is clean as a pen, and I've had it for too long. It's time to say bye-bye. So I see Beth in at 12, looking for 14. It's a nice bag. It's ready for someone to take out to wherever. So Beth is in at 12. Show it a little bit longer. It is a Zip It, but I just thought that was so novel how it unzipped totally into one long. So I see no other interest. So this is going to go to Beth. So we're going to go once to Beth for that $12 bid. Going twice. Final and last call. And we are sold to Beth. Congratulations. That's nice. It's so versatile. You know, see, when when you're a seller on YouTube, you have to explain why that person might need that, right? And that is sold for 12. Congratulations. And it's not that you're just suggestive selling is what you're doing. And some people are really good at that. And I'll just take that. And it's made really durable, so it's not going to. It looks like some kind of nylon, so it's not going to tear up within a couple uses. We wouldn't want that. Let's see, which way are we going? So I'm sure you guys have heard of a swing vase, and this is Mikasha. So as you can see, it does have a twirling pattern to it that gives an illusion of movement in that. And then there's that part of it. It is a Mikasha brand, and I'll give you a measurement on it. It's approximately almost 9.5 inches tall. It's a Mikasha base. It does have movement, because of the way, and it is a swing vase. And then here's the way it's constructed right there. It looks like a spiral. And I will start this one at we'll do 12 on this as well. It's a pretty nice vase. It's lead crystal, as you can hear that. It's not extremely heavy, but it does have weight to it. And just it just has a real neat optical illusion to it. It is lead crystal. It is Mikasha. Minnie said 12. Minnie's got she's gotten a lot of nice things. I see Minnie in at 12, looking for 14. There's that part of it. It's lead crystal. It's just like I said, it has movement. It kind of reminds you of water and how I use my imagination a lot, guys. So I see Minnie in at 12, looking for, and there's Nanotink. Welcome in. Looking for 14. It's just what they call a swing vase. Clear, about that big. Just one of those movement vases. Good to see you, Nanotink. How are you? So Minnie is in at that $12 bid. Seeing no other interest, we will call this down for Miss Minnie. So we're going to go once to Minnie for that $12 bid. Going twice. Final and last call. And we are sold to Minnie. Congratulations. Put that down in there. Alrighty then. Which way are we going this time? Let's see. What have we got? Let's see here. I know what I want to do. Let's go ahead and try to move these since Father's Day is coming. You're like, oh no, not those again. I'm getting ready to just totally do something crazy. So, since Father's Day is coming, they said, oh no, I know what she's getting ready to do, but these need to go. I don't need them. I really don't have anything invested in them, really. So, I have these Gerber. These are going to be buy it nows for $5 a piece. Do you know what these sell for online? They're all going. And the one that comes in first will get first choice. The one that comes in second will get second choice, so on and so forth. $5 for probably a $25 or more knife. And these are Gerber because we want to get them out of here. There's that one. Let me open one. $5. And these are not, they range in different prices. Here's one that has that. I mean, the Gerber's known for some real sharp knives, and so there's the end right there. They are brand new in the box. They've never been used, and they're ready to make their descent to somebody's house because they don't need to stay here. So we have, say, throw it down. Here, we'll show this one. And this is one that you would probably keep in your pocket. It's still in the thing. Gerber is known for really sharp implements, and they are made in the USA in Portland, Oregon. They're sharp. That's a giveaway price, guys. It really is. You sure you don't need one for Father's Day for somebody, or your son, or your neighbor, or whoever? Because I don't need them. I've had them a while. Your son, your neighbor's son, your son's neighbor, your so on and so forth. Guess what? We have these questions we got to answer. You know what you're going to get, right? And Leslie said 5. So Leslie has a choice. So you could get one of these as a drawing. That'd be one way to get. This one I think is really beautiful. It's blue. This one's blue, and of course, you know, they got a thing here, and this one's kind of special. It's got that jagged and then the one on the end. There's that one, and there's Tammy. Welcome in. Guess what, guys? You're not going to be able to escape this, because while we're doing Elvis trivia, guess what your gift's going to be? And Beth said 5, so there's the blue one. This is going to get difficult. So we have Leslie was in first. We're doing buy it nows. Leslie was in first, followed by Beth. Leslie, honey, you don't have to go to 6. These are buy it now. So I was doing it in order of who came in first. And I'm going to show them to you. And guess what? You might answer an Elvis question, and guess what you'll get? Here's the black. We have blue and black. They're like, how? So she's going to get rid of them no matter what. And if you like a racy red, here's red. You have as many as you can pack. And of course, this one does have that sawtooth configuration. That's red. So since Leslie was in first, to cut down on obvious confusion where there might be, so I see Beth and Leslie in. So we have blue, black, red. So they get the first pick. Leslie, I believe Leslie came in first. Here's a gray one. They're all new, guys. I mean, there's nothing. They're brand new. And there's a pocket knife, and we'll open that. There's that one, and they're sharp, guys. You gotta be careful. So we have blue, we have black, we have red, we have a gray, and we have another black. So Beth wants 5 times 2. So Leslie, what is your pick? Because you came in first, I believe. Do you want blue, black, red, gray, or black? This one is kind of a teeny one, and Minnie's in as well. She's picked number 3. So do you know which one you want? And hopefully I don't get them mixed up. It's this one. So here's the colors: blue, black, red, and gray. And each of them have a little thing you can slip in your, when you wear your jeans, I guess you put your, I know you ain't going to be like Urkel and do it in your on your front shirt pocket, right? There's a black. And here's a blue. Leslie wants blue. Make sure we get them in the right box. So what we have remaining is a red, a gray, a small black, and another small black. So this is the lineup, guys. Red. Okay, Leslie's, do you want another one? They are Gerber, Beth. They're all Gerbers. So she said blue. So let's see here. So initially I have to let Beth have the next choice, right? And then it's Minnie, and then we'll go back. See, so the next up is Beth, and she said 2, right, Beth? All right. We'll let Leslie have the black. We'll put that. Which black? This one or this one or this one? Beth wants the gray and the black. So there's that. So there's this one left. Okay, was it this one? That one there? Because that's the only black left, because Beth got the black and the gray. Those are Beth's. And then the only black we have available is this. That way. And let me get them in their boxes before I'm totally confused. You ladies saved these from being a... And Minnie, I'm sorry, Minnie. Thank you for knocking on my head, because... And Minnie wants the red. So let's get this right. So Beth has that one and the black, because I'll get confused in a second. And these do have paperwork with them as well. Let's get Beth taken care of here. She's the closest. And Leslie wanted the blue. And they're $5 each. What a deal. Some of these are high now. Minnie wanted the red. So that works out, guys. So here's the black. People was in the chat thinking, thank you, God, because she would have give away. And this is Minnie's. So, well, I got to keep this straight, guys, or I'll be fumbling around. was the red. So if you need a Father's Day gift and you just can't think of what to do, then I've already made your mind up for you, because you got a knife at a deal that is unheard of. Let me just get y'all marked up. I'm a writing you up. No, I'm kidding. You're like, we feel like we're in school being wrote up. I don't think I was ever written up. Okay, that's Leslie. Ooh, now we're going it. That's one last thing you got to worry about. You got it covered. And that's good. See, I like to do things that help you guys. That those are nice and they're gone. My husband, he got some of the nicer ones. Let's see where we're going with this. My husband, I'm gonna have to exit stage right. I gotta get some things out here. I shall return. Oh God, this is crazy. Well, guys, you're going to think that either I'm a wino or I'm accusing you of being one. No, I'm kidding. But I just couldn't pass these up. I just couldn't do it. Leslie has a black and a blue one. Minnie has the red, and Beth has the. I done forgot, y'all. Let me check. Okay, we have a black here and a gray, right? Black and gray for Beth. Minnie has the red one, and Leslie has the gray and the black. And that concludes. They're all gone. Fear not. I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do a drawing first. And you know what it's about. What did I do with that phone? Here it is. Elvis trivia. We sold some magnificent Elvis stuff today, so it only seemed right that we do some trivia. And here we go. And I'll just pick something up to, let's see, what can I give? I found something. Whoever answers this question correctly, I'm not for sure if they're genuine abalone though. You're going to get these earrings. I don't think they're sterling. No, your ears won't fall out if you wear them or off. And it looks like abalone and some glass. You will be getting those in a tank. You'd have seen some of this stuff go out of here, you'd have lost your mind. Okay, let's go in here and pick a good question for you ladies. I mean, that inherited stuff There are 3 long tubfuls full of plates, guys. I'm hoping there's an Elvis fan there because guess what? If they don't sell, I'll be forced to bring them home. But I don't. I'm not saying they won't sell, but I'll sure bring them home. Alrighty then, let's get our thinking caps in gear here. Let me find a good one that you guys are really going to have to know a lot about Elvis. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, what was Elvis Presley's first hit song? And go. You're welcome, Leslie. What was Elvis Presley's first hit song? Nope, that was a good one, but that's not the answer. Nope, that's not it neither. Just start rattling. I know you guys know Elvis. Jailhouse Rock, it's not that. Just start rattling them off. Nope, not Love Me I can't talk. You think I was drinking wine? Not Love Me Tender, not. Wait a minute. Yep, Beth got it. Ding, 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 ding. Beth got it. It was a Heartbreak Hotel. Ding, ding, ding. Let's see. Yep, looks like she got it. It is Heartbreak Hotel. And these earrings, they are abalone. They're not silver, but those are going to Beth. Congratulations. See the abalone in there? Congrats, congrats. Those are Beth's. Alrighty then. Yeah, good job. I thought I would make it interesting since we had some Elvis things and sold a big gigantic book that's got amazing pictures and everything from Graceland. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm melting up in here. So, what time is it? 9? Okay, stop. Let's see who. Did we get it? Because it's Elvis. Many. Those are gifted to Many. All right. Minnie is being gifted those from Beth, and how nice. That was very nice. We've had a lot of sweet people in today, and Minnie gets those. I was fixing to say, Gina, I had a lot of Elvis collector. Yeah, I have, and there's still some left, guys. Come next Saturday, both of the homes will be sold. The contents, um, and It's going to be a long day, guys. So say prayers that I can, and I hope it's not hot. I hope it is not hot. That would be horrible. But it's all going to be over with. So that's where this stuff's coming from, guys. That's just really the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's there's ephemera out the wazoo. There are pictures. You might be seeing some of that. There's pictures and wow, there's enough stuff of ephemera to make a book, dedicate a scrapbook or a junk journal that is totally Elvis. And I got some pictures you would not believe. It would blow you away. Okay, guys, I got to bring these back up. Some of you seen them earlier, but you're going to see them again. And these are Elvis, what stamps are like 70 some odd cents a piece. But these are collectors, and I've seen these stamps, and they're the real deal. They're real forever stamps. This is on the back. And keep in mind, a lot of times, guys, they made these stamps and they only ran them for a short time. They were only available for a short time. And I think these are from 2015. And if you are a collector, let's see, because I've seen these online for selling for $50 a piece. 50, but not today because of the tremendous amount of stuff I'm dealing with at the moment. We are going to sell these for $25 for the whole thing. Just think about this. This is something that you could, the value of these things only go up. And like I said, a lot of times these were only made for a limited time. And, just think about, you know, perhaps willing these to somebody in your will, and they would have them and they would be even worth more than they are today. And I've seen them listed for 50, and they are forever stamps. And it's about the collectability of the stamps themselves. Because I find that the price of these, it only goes up with time. It doesn't depreciate. And I have some stamps somewhere. And so there could be more Elvis things coming your way. You never know. Because what doesn't go during the auction will definitely, there's, I don't even see, there's probably 35 plates that's going up for auction if they don't sell. And if I think I can move them, I'll certainly do it. But there's that. Well, guys, I am going to call it a night. I am like a wilting flower here. It's still hot up in here, and it's what, 9? It's almost 10 o'clock. No, wait a minute. I'm going to show these wine glasses. They don't leave without you had something out there. So we're going to show one more item, and look at these. Those stems are called a cobalt blue. You don't see them very often with that. I know it looks black, but they are blue. And I haven't Googled these yet, but look how they are, the shape of these and how beautiful. And like I said, I haven't even Googled it yet. And they're like that. And that is a cobalt. You can see it. So we're going to go ahead and offer these up. I didn't even take a picture of it. So this will be the last thing in the lineup for tonight. I'm going to be a very busy person. And let's take a look. When I've seen them, usually something with colored stems on them or a little more, let's search the image. Oh my goodness. This is a vintage Orocco Luminarc France Octime wine glass. Good Lord, that was a mouthful. So they are Luminarc, and they are vintage, and they're France. I knew they was special, just saying. So I'm going to offer both of these. Like I said, this is cobalt blue, and you can see more of it right there. And they are Luminarc, and they are from France. And so I'm going to start these at, let's do these at $12 for the set. They are Luminarc, they are vintage. And if you'd see what these are selling for, you, it looks, is it black? That might be black. It looks kind of blue, but it's blackish. So many said 12, and these are, I guess, whoops, I guess they're black. Optitime black wine. You know what a replacement for one of these are is $30. So I see many in at that $12 bid, looking for 14. And more than likely everybody's about, it's about 10 o'clock. That was good. So I see many in at 12. If I see no other interest, we're going to call these for many. I swear they look blue, but I think they may be a bluish black. So I see no other interest, so we're going to go once to many for that $12 bid. Going twice. Final and last call, and many is taking them babies home. They're nice, and a replacement is $30 for one. So we're going to say sold to many, and I am going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being patient when the drawer of that box fell and messed up the keyboard, and I had to restart. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you if you can, leave a comment after the live. It does help with the channel. You guys have been wonderful company. Good to see you too, Nana Tink. Good night, everyone. Have a great rest of your Friday night, and I'll catch you later. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody, and you're welcome, Ada. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.